For years, Aryna Sabalenka has been dreaming about this moment. Alex Eala recently received it from Roger Federer. Since she was a teenager, Sabalenka has admired the 20-time Grand Slam champion. She begged Federer for a selfie at the Australian Open, describing herself as a tremendous fan and acknowledging that she was so anxious to play in front of him that she kept telling herself, "Don't look there, don't look there, don't look there." Federer then crossed the Edgbaston Priory Club and went directly to Alex Eala after passing Sabalenka and the tournament officials. What took place after that? Every frame was recorded by the cameras, and Sabalenka's response? The world of tennis is still rebuilding. You want a haven, not just an automobile. Presenting the brand new Aryna sedan, which features an interior built around you and whisper-quiet cabin technology. Arriving inspired is more important than simply reaching your destination. Move brilliantly, Aryna. May 31st, 2026, Birmingham, England. Edgbaston Priory Club, 2:19 p.m. The world number one watched from the shadows as Roger Federer crossed the club grounds. When the rumors began, Aryna Sabalenka was in the middle of a protest. With wide eyes, a ball boy had leaned toward the court. With his phone close to his ear, a tournament official had hurried by. Federer's name then moved like a current through the practice courts. She was no longer playing. Her striking partner hesitated. Unnoticed, the ball rolled into the net. "Where?" she inquired. "The third court. He will appear in court 3. Alex Eala was wrapping up her practice session in court 3. The 21-year-old Filipina had spent the last hour drilling with her trainers on a small grass court hidden away from the main grounds, not the huge stadium or the exhibition court. Without making an announcement, Sabalenka approached the court's edge and stood there with her arms folded and her gaze concentrated on the action taking place in front of her. Eala was packing her things when Federer arrived at court 3. The 20-time Grand Slam champion had on a casual outfit, with a dark jacket, no tie, and grayer hair than when he had previously won a trophy. His career had been defined by the subtle grace with which he moved. He held out his hand and said, "Alex." Eala's racket fell from her fingers as she looked up, her eyes widening. "She succeeded, Mr. Federer. Call me Roger, please. I've been observing you. For months, in fact, not just today. In Rome, I saw you. I witnessed you pushing Rybakina to her breaking point. I witnessed the chanting, the banners, and the way your people support you." His eyes met hers as he hesitated. "Alex, I've been involved in this sport for a long time. I've seen many talented young athletes, but I've hardly ever seen one with your sort of passion." Alice's throat constricted. "Roger, I lost today. Once more, I was defeated in Roland Garros' opening round. I wanted to see you, for precisely that reason." He moved in closer. "It's simple to lose. It's possible for everyone to lose, but not everyone can do so and still have the audience stand. It's not possible for everyone to lose and still have flags flying. Not everyone can be the tournament star even after losing." He grinned. "Alex, you possess something that cannot be taught. Not because you prevail, but rather because of the way you fight, the flags, the opportunity, and the love. You have the power to inspire faith in others. That's why I'm here. It's rare and valuable." With an inscrutable look, Sabalenka observed from the court's edge. Every frame was recorded by the cameras. Federer took a little, exquisite, navy blue box out of his pocket that was clearly Swiss. He said, "This is for you." The box was opened by Eala. There was a platinum bracelet with 5 inscriptions inscribed on it. "For the warrior who never gives up." The same phrases he had saved for athletes who had gained his respect, the same words he had used to congratulate champions. Sabalenka clenched her jaw. A fan's phone captured the moment, which was then shared millions of times. The headline read, "Aryna Sabalenka watches from the shadows. Roger Federer gives Alex Eala a platinum bracelet." The world of tennis blew up. May 31st, 2026, Birmingham, England. Edgbaston Priory Club, 2:25 p.m. With her arms folded and a composed expression on her face, Aryna Sabalenka stood motionless. However, there was a breaking sound beneath the mask. Allow me to give you a glimpse into the world number one's thoughts at that precise moment. because Sabalenka's feelings were much more complex than jealousy. She was familiar with this place. Federer had watched her play from the front row at the Australian Open. In her first service game, she double faulted 3 times because she was so anxious. With her palms perspiring and her heart pounding, she had looked toward the players' box where Federer and Rod Laver were seated. She had accomplished something that no world number one had ever done following the match. During her on-court interview, she reached for the microphone and made a request that went viral in a matter of hours. She had turned to face Federer and Laver and remarked, "I'm a huge fan, guys. Would you mind if I took a photo with you?" Federer grinned. Sabalenka leaped forward like a child meeting her hero, her eyes big and her smile uncontrollable as the crowd laughed. Millions of people had shared the selfie. "I never would have imagined that Rod Laver and Roger Federer would be watching my play from the front row," according to the caption. "They are my heroes." I felt really anxious. She had repeatedly played back the scene that evening. The picture was stored on her phone. She had explained to anyone who would listen that playing in front of Federer was both a privilege and a source of pressure. Federer had returned to Birmingham, but this time he wasn't there to observe her. He was there to observe Alex Eala. As Federer fastened the platinum bracelet around Eala's wrist, Sabalenka observed. She saw tears well up in Eala's eyes. She saw the Filipina, the player who had never placed in the top 30 or won a Grand Slam, get the approval Sabalenka had long yearned for. "Alex, you possess something that cannot be taught. Because of the way you fight, not because you win, you have the power to inspire faith in others." Sabalenka pivoted and departed. Her hard jaw and stiff shoulders were captured by the cameras as she retreated. The internet went crazy. In a matter of minutes, the hashtags Sabalenka Federer and Eala Federer became popular. Sabalenka witnessed Federer present Eala with the same bracelet he handed to winners. "It's evident in her eyes. She is in pain. Since she was a young child, she has been a fan." He gave the bracelet to someone else after she pleaded with him to take a selfie. "It stings. It has nothing to do with the jewelry. It all comes down to recognition," and Sabalenka recently came to the conclusion that Federer perceives something in Eala that he does not. In the tunnel, Sabalenka's coach came up to her. "Are you alright, Aryna?" "I'm alright. I'm concentrating on my match." However, she was not doing well. Alex Eala was still gazing at the band on her wrist in a peaceful nook of Court 3 across the grounds, the words, glowing in the afternoon light, "For the warrior who never gives up." She was unaware that the top player in the world was observing. She was unaware that her moment of approval had turned into a heartbreaking time for someone else. All she knew was that the best player of her generation, Roger Federer, had faith in her. And it was sufficient. May 31st, 2026, Birmingham, England, 10 p.m. A hotel room with a view of the city. Messages that would repair the damage caused by the cameras buzzed on 2 phones. With the lights low and the TV off, Sabalenka sat by herself in her suite with her phone glowing in the dark and a screen full of notifications she couldn't bring herself to read. There were headlines everywhere. Sabalenka is passed over by Federer in favor of Eala, the world number one who is kept in the shadows and wears the heartbreaking bracelet. She grabbed her phone, typed a message, erased it, then typed it again, and erased it once more. She wanted to be the champion that everyone expected her to be. She wanted to explain, and she wanted to be happy for Eala. However, the words would not come. A message from an unidentified number buzzed on her phone. "It's Roger, Aryna. I'd heard you were upset. I apologize." The bracelet was an acknowledgement rather than a rejection. "You've already won." Eala continues to struggle to be one. "I wanted her to know that she has a supporter. However, that does not imply that I do not have faith in you." With tears in her eyes, Aryna gazed at the TV. "Aryna, you've already won Grand Slams. You've already attained the top spot. To feel like you belong, you don't need a bracelet. However, there are instances when those who are already exceptional need to hear it as well. Here it is then. You are a part of it. I'm proud of you since you've always fit in." She typed a little response back. "Roger, thank you. You don't realize how much that means. Laban." The response arrived in a matter of seconds. "Laban. Always. Constantly." Sabalenka shared a picture on her Instagram the following morning. She was grinning with Federer and Laver in the selfie from the Australian Open. "I've been a fan since I was a child," the caption said. "I am still." Yesterday, Roger gifted Eala a bracelet. "He also reminded me that I don't need a bracelet to feel like I belong. I've won the Grand Slam. I'm the best, and I'm only getting started." Laban. Within minutes, Eala said, "Aryna, you're a champion. I am fortunate to have you as a friend since you have always been." Laban. Within hours, the exchange had over 5 million likes. The tennis community breathed a sigh. The rivalry that had been on the verge of erupting had been subdued, not by a press release, but by a message, a memory, and a common understanding that receiving validation from a legend is not a zero-sum game in the solitary world of professional tennis. Federer was able to respect them both, see something in each of them, and encourage them without demeaning anyone. The following day would see the start of the Birmingham Open. Every match, Eala would wear the platinum bracelet. To get across the Atlantic, Sabalenka would compete in her own tournament. The grass season would go on. However, it was not the trophy, the final, or the crowning of a champion that would be remembered from that week in Birmingham. It was the message, the selfie, and the jewelry. The quiet realization that some rivalries are about learning to share the limelight rather than about winning. The remaining question is easier to answer than it first appears. Will Aryna Sabalenka recall the bracelet Federer gave to someone else, or the message reminding her that she never needed one when she reflects on this moment years from now, on the Grand Slams she won, the #1 ranking she held, and the champions she defeated? For more stories that go beyond the score, leave a comment and subscribe to Tennis Detonated. During the Birmingham Open, Roger Federer unexpectedly stopped at the Edgbaston Priory Club. Alex Eala will get a platinum bracelet by Aryna Sabalenka bearing the phrases for the warrior who never gives up. Watching from the shadows was Sabalenka, a self-described tremendous fan of Federer who had once pleaded with him for a selfie at the Australian Open. Fans speculated about a falling out between the two players when the video went viral. Later, Federer sent Sabalenka a private message in which he said, "You're already a champion. Eala continues to struggle to be one. That does not imply that I do not have faith in you." Federer handed Eala a bracelet, Sabalenka wrote as she shared the Australian Open selfie on Instagram. "He also reminded me that I don't need a bracelet to feel like I belong." "You're a champion, Aryna," Eala retorted. "I am fortunate to have you as a friend since you have always been." In a matter of hours, the exchange received almost 5 million likes. Eala won her maiden grass court championship while wearing the bracelet the entire time. Sabalenka remained silent. There has been no statement from the WTA. The Eala effect is still present.